Good morning. Good morning, Vista Buddhist Temple. It's a beautiful morning, and it's always a beautiful experience to come to Vista. I have to watch what I say this morning because Alice came with me, so I gotta be careful. I keep the script. Thank you, Tina, for being our chairperson this morning, and I'm so lucky that I came here today because I got to hear Annette's beautiful, beautiful flute playing. Thank you, Annette. So this morning, what I want to start with is I hope a little humor. And because I got it off the internet, we know it's got to be true. And it starts with a school teacher of the first grade. Little 5 or 6 year olds, a school teacher, first grade school teacher, had 26 students in her class. And she presented each of those 26 children the first half of a well-known proverb, just the first half. And she asked them to come up with the remainder, with the second half of the proverb. And I'm going to read a selected few. There's 26. I won't read all 26. But it's really, really hard to believe that these are first graders. Even I couldn't come up with any of these answers here. So let's see. Strike while the, and I'm sure you're filling in the words of your adult. A little first grader said, strike while the bug is close. It's always darkest before, and it will happen next Sunday, daylight saving time. It's hard to believe it's going to be daylight saving time in a week. Never underestimate the power of something we're all familiar with and we wish they would just go away, a termite. Don't bite the hand that looks dirty. No news is, I always say no news is good news. This little first grader said no news is impossible.
That's true.
Love all, trust me. An idle mind is the best way to relax. A penny saved, not very much. Laugh and the whole world laughs with you. Cry and you have to blow your nose. There are none so blind as, this one really blew me away, Stevie Wonder. Children should be seen and not spanked or grounded. For the electronic age and all our new gadgets, if you at first don't succeed, get new batteries. When the blind lead the blind, you better get out of the way. A bird in the hand is going to poop. And the last one, this was the winner of all her 26 students. Better late than, I want you to think about it, and I'll give you the answer at the end of the Dharma message.
Oh.
Better late than, and if someone comes up with it, they can come up here and do the rest of the Dharma talk with the answer. So, if I forget, remind me to give you the answer to better late than. So what I just read to you has nothing to do with my Dharma message this morning. But we were taught, as in minister assistant courses, giving Dharma talks, it's best to always include a bit of humor in your introduction. So there's the humor, that was the introduction, and now we're going to go into the Dharma message. it's about when life is difficult. How do you find the G word? And I'll let you fill that in, the G word. So let's begin with a question. The only thing I know in life is, and the answer will be evident as I go along. But I want to start with a story of a Zen temple, a very famous Zen temple in Kyoto that has a very, very beautiful and very well-known rock garden. And the temple is called Ryojanji. And it's a very, very simple garden, just some white rocks. And of course, the raked patterns in between the rocks. And in the back corner, in the very, very back corner, easily missed, always passed by everyone, is a tiny stone fountain. And on that fountain are carved these words. All I know in life is to be contented, to be grateful. And of course, that's the translation of the kanji that's on the stone. All I know in life is to be contented, to be grateful. And if we reflect on those words, we just might realize how profound and amazing they are, because it is the essence of Buddhism, especially our tradition, Shin Buddhism, or Jodo Shinshu. In our everyday secular life, as we go about our moments, from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed, we value and we pursue the learning of stuff to enhance, what else? Our ego, or advance our careers and our status, either at work or in our family or amongst our friends. And even in our spiritual pursuits, we think we know a lot just because we read and just because we listen to lectures on the Eightfold Path, the 6 paramitas, the 5 precepts, the doctrines of impermanence and interdependency. And sometimes we're motivated to even read the thoughts of Buddhist philosophers, like Nagarjuna, his concept of emptiness, or Vasubandhu's concept of mind only. But back to those simple words on the stone fountain. The Zen monk who wrote those words is telling us that he really doesn't know a heck of a lot. In fact, he really knows nothing of life, of history, of science, of math, philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, and on and on and on. That's how I feel. And this Zen monk only knows how to be contented, how to be grateful. And perhaps that is the most important thing to know in life. To truly realize gratitude is to unlock the ultimate source to happiness. To be able to live in harmony with all sentient beings. Feeling and knowing contentment for what you have and not feeling resentment for what you do not have. As Shin Buddhists, we learn to treasure the simple values of humility and kindness and gratitude. But ironically, most ironically, those values cannot be learned from books. They can only be learned by examples from life's experiences. And I've talked about some of my experiences here. Truly, I would not be here today. I should not be here today. I I should not have even reached my teenage years. And after that, other calamities happened. The first one, when I was just about 8 or 9 years old, was appendicitis. And thanks to the skill of doctors, even back in the early 1950s, I was operated on. And 2 weeks later, I was bouncing around again. In high school, I was one of the 41 people in Hawaii who was lucky enough to get scarlet fever. Luckily, I was not allergic to penicillin. Whoever invented penicillin, you have my gratitude forever. Saved my life. And then I went into the U.S. Air Force during the Vietnam War to escape Vietnam and the draft. And after 2 years in South Carolina, my squadron was rotated to Vietnam, but because I enlisted in Hawaii and I was overseas in South Carolina, so I couldn't do back-to-back overseas according to the wisdom of the military. And so they sent me back to Hawaii. But my squadron did go to Vietnam. And 2 of my buddies were killed in Vietnam. Could have been me, could have been me. And after a career with Hewlett-Packard, I retired, and then I started seeing double lines on the highway, and I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Thanks to the skill of my neurosurgeon, he got it out, no problems, and here I am. And there have been others, but I'm sure you have your own examples of why you should be grateful, but do you remember why you should be grateful? Do you think about it? I don't. I don't until I'm assigned to do a Dharma message. And I gotta think about what am I gonna talk about? And what's on my mind right now? What am I truly doing trying to become a Buddhist? What is my practice all about? So that simple saying from the little stone fountain way back in a dark corner, perhaps maybe that's a metaphor for just how difficult it is to realize and embrace authentic gratitude. That little saying is to me the most profound and beautiful of all Buddhist lessons. For to know contentment, to be able to embrace gratitude, is to know the most important source for happiness in your life. So may profound gratitude, may great kindness, and true humility transform your life. Now the answer to number 26. Better late than. I know none of you came up with this answer because I don't think anyone that I know could ever come up with this. First grader, 5 or 6 year old. Better late than pregnant.